Okay, so here's the aircraft. It's put together, obviously no cowling, no canopy on it right now. Just go over a few things. I hope you can see that that's blue. The wingtips are blue for IMAC reasons, so that you can see the wingtip in reference to the rest of the airplane. It's the darkest color on the airplane. The tail's red on the end, but it is red, white, and blue. When you look in here, you can see this is where I was talking about. You've got incidence pins right back here on both sides. I've got them actually wire zip tied to them because I don't adjust them. Anyway, what you end up doing is putting a plate over this. They're a hardwood plate that I have that are custom made for each side, front and back, and then a nylon screw, basically a nylon bolt. Well, that's the bolt. It's a wing nut. Sorry, there we go. It's a wing nut. Anyway, so that happens there, and what it does is it spreads the weight actually out onto the plywood of the aircraft and makes the wing stay on nice and strong. Here's what I was talking about with, the tube is only right there and right there. It's the actual tube going through there, so we save some weight there. The plane's in good shape. It was put together really well. This incident pin on this side, you have to kind of push forward a little bit as you slide the wing on I usually just use a flat blade screwdriver. It needs to be shimmed forward in the hole, probably, I don't know, a 32nd of an inch, just to line up with the hole in the wing enough. I've never found that to be an issue. Just a flat blade screwdriver, push it forward, slide the wing on. Back here on the tail, we've got plenty of rudder throw all the way over. You can see I got a little bit right there. I need to cover the white on the top there, but the seam, the hinge seal, is done in the color, including even the stripe, all the way through the hinge line, since it was a recover without pulling the hinges. You want to look at the bottom here. Right here's the part that I really didn't like. You can see that it got a little wrinkly there because you're putting cover on top of covering with nothing behind it, so it's just going right over air. So at 550 I'm probably gonna leave that. Like I said, I was building this just as a backup. We go down here to where the landing gear is. You can see that there's still some blue remnants left over from the initial cover job on it. Anyway, this all should be sealed for the pipes. I wasn't completely done with the cover job yet. I was going to go back over a couple things. These stripes on the right hand side are placed over the yellow. Everywhere else on the top of the wings, it was actually cut away. On the top of the wings and the stabs, the yellow was cut away, so there's not multiple layers there. Everything's got about a 1/8 to a 1/4 inch overlap on it. Elevator full deflection up, full deflection down, aileron deflection up, down. Here's the rudder, and I was wrong. The rudder servo was not an SWB arm at the servo. It's just one of the heavy duty Mylar or whatever they're made out of, but the big SWB arm back here, and then you've got full deflection there. And then let's see, everything's in loom. They come up, 2 of them in one from the elevator. The rudder ties in, comes up, plugs right into my SmartFly board here. 2 batteries, that's the placement for a CG. Got a switch here, ignition switch up front. This is the throttle servo running back, and the throttle servo on this one is a 5625 MG, which is a good throttle servo. This part here I haven't covered. That is going to get recovered in red, so that it blocks the air off from going into the back. Other than that, there's really not much else to tell. I showed you my biggest issues, which was this on top of the tail, which I'm fixing. This underneath here, I don't know that I'm really going to do anything with now that I look at it again. And then there's a couple wrinkles in it just from the weather changing, but other than that, the only other issue is this one incidence pin here. It doesn't change the incidence of the wing having an issue. It just slightly needs to be pushed forward to get into the hole in the wing root when you put the wing on. Here's the canopy hatch. This has all been faired in, so what we do is we'll fiberglass this, prime it, paint it. It'll all look like one piece, kind of like let me see if I can find one here, kind of like this here, where it's all painted. It looks like one piece. It doesn't look like this, where you can see the lip of the lip of it. So, and then this is the cowling for it. I just went back and sanded out. There were a couple paint crack chips in it. I sanded those out. It is baffled for a DA 100 L, so you may have to cut some of the baffling. Other than that, the fuel tank will stay. I'll leave the throttle servo for you. Obviously the servos will stay in it as well, which are all 7955 TGs. It's got a nice tail wheel on it, carbon fiber, lightweight. Everything was done, you know, the plane was put together really well. I just thought it was ugly, so I redid it. Like I said, it's not a, you know, it's not a 10 out of 10 like the rest of the stuff in this shop, but it's a solid 8. I mean, if I'm really being really picky about it, it's an 8. So anyway, I'll post this up and talk to you soon.